Assalamu alaikum class. This is Umaira Saeed with the lecture number 7 of English composition and comprehension, and the topic which we discuss today is the continuity of the topic which we were discussing in the previous lectures. We have discussed the narrative writing, descriptive writing and the paragraph writing techniques, and the today is another topic, and that is expository writing. The word is very much obvious. Expository. Expository come out from the expose. Expose means to uncover. And sometimes this kind of writing is very much famous, popular in newspaper, in the magazines, and you would read and see so many stories about the exposition and the uncovering of some kind of mafias. Many of you are familiar with the program on the telecasting on one of the famous news channel like ARY, some of the channels in Geo News. You would see some wo kya hai. It is a kind of investigation. People are searching for some kind of a ghost. It seems to so funny. And there is a kind of Saryam, like Iqrarul Hasan used to search out for and dig out something which is being covered by the people under their negative motives. So expository writing is something else, because they are exposing practically, and we have to expose something while writing. While in the newspaper you would see so many stories, and recently the sugar mafia was very much common, and some people used to hide the medicine in the pandemic and the corona days. And these were the something that the news writer, the presenter sometimes expose and dig out the topics out of it, and they would come up with some problem and then solutions, they came decisions and the implementation, that how these mafias can be condemned and how eliminated from the society and how they can be easily sabotaged. So expository writing is that kind of a writing. The writing style would be the same as it was of narrative and the expository, narrative and descriptive. You know, expository is a kind of a branch of narrative writing and the descriptive and the persuasive writing. If your exposition of the mafia, if the exposition of the topic or exposition of something will be more powerful, it will be help to persuade the people as well. Last time I was just reading an exposing news of an actor who committed suicide, and there were so many reasons behind that. And still in our neighboring country, their journalists are searching out the reasons for the actor, that why he committed suicide. There are many other reasons as well, that why this pandemic is now increasing more and more. What are the precautionary measures one must take to eliminate that, and what the government is doing, what our local government is doing, why the institutes are not giving payment. So these are all the things which come under the expository writing. Expository writing has the same methodology as I discussed, that it has the same pyramid. There must be some kind of an intro, there will be some sporting ideas and the sporting sentences and the conclusion. And in expository writing you do not give conclusion, but you give the recommendations. Like you cannot conclude that this is the problem and now I am going to conclude that. You are exposing something, uncovering something, and then you would give some 1 or 2 recommendations, and you will give the recommendation that these law enforcement agencies or these departments can solve those issues. It is some kind of an investigation as well. Sometimes it is not like the FIR is investigating, police investigation, or some army is investigating. It is a very minor kind of an investigating, and some facts and the figures are okay for making your exposing report or investigating report more authentic. As I was discussing that when you start writing an expository writing, the readers or the listeners sometimes do not have the complete idea. So you start with the zero ground, you start with the knowledge, so that it may be understood by the listeners and by the readers as well. Suppose if you are writing about the why the DPT is very much important as a degree, or why psychology is very much important, and what is the purpose of initiating the degree HND, and what is the future of BS chemistry. So when many of the people will definitely ask you these kinds of questions, and if you are going to write an essay over it, so you would start with the zero ground. You would give a little background knowledge to the readers and the listener, because many people are unfamiliar with these terms. If you to say someone that I am doing HND, so he will be very much shocked at what is HND, what is DPT, because these are the not the new degrees, but people are not now getting awareness that if you cannot be a MBBS doctor, you can join HND and DPT as well. So for your easiness and for your convenience, I am just giving you an examples of very minor examples, so that it would be understandable to you. While writing the expository essay, we would have the unity of ideas. First of all, we would have the brainstorming, so I am writing BS only. Then there will be the unity of ideas. There will be some order. Order means chronological order. Order means like if you are starting from A to Z, then the first would be A, B and C rather than Z, A, F, G. There must be some kind of chronological order and and same order in it. Then there will be brevity. Brevity is the soul of it. I am repeating it again and again. Do not write the prolonged sentences, complex sentences and exaggerated ideas. Do not include your own pronouns in it, like I think, I add, I believe, or it is my idea, because in expository writing your own perceptions, your own thinking left behind, and whatever you are seeing you have to believe and you have to write in it. So seeing is believing. People will read and they will believe on you, and you are seeing and you are believing. So make the readers to believe what you see. So this is the purpose of your expository writing. So after the brevity there must be coherence. Coherence means there must be coherence of ideas. There must not be jumble bumbling, and do not make your writing as a potpourri of the heterogeneous idea. Try to make it the homogeneous ideologies in it, and do not make it a kind of a biryani. Make it a kind of a curry of a same taste rather than of a different taste as well. So it was just a joke to kill the boredom during the lecture. The last and the most important thing is to use the transition words. So my dear student, the use of the transition word would be very new and very unique for you. What are the transition words? If you will start your paragraph with the same word, it will create, definitely it will be the stagnant paragraph, and the stagnant ideology sometimes lead the readers and the listeners to the boredom. So you may use different words and write down those words, like in addition to, first, second, third, or firmly, in addition to, further, furthermore, moreover. These are the transition words. In one after one and the two paragraph, if you will start your paragraph, the topic sentence with these words, your paragraph will be more catchy and more attractive. So these are these should be the some qualities of the expository essays. As I told you, the expository essays depends upon the narrative and the descriptive essay as well. So let's take the tour and just recall the descriptive essay. In the descriptive essay we describe the things. In narrative essay we also describe, but we narrate from A to Z, like from the chronological order. We cannot skip any of the incident. If you will skip the incident, it will kill the depth and the originality of your essay and of your narration. Like those who are aspirants of CSS or going to be more for some other competitive exams. So expository essays and the expository writings are very much important for them to understand. There are so many emerging topics nowadays on which you can expose and you can write on it. You can expose that what is the importance of the online writing and what are the disadvantages of the online study as well. Like many of the students are protesting against HEC. You know, just for the I'm just quoting an example. This is an essay on which expository essay, and you can expose on it why the prices of the oil are rising, fluctuating, like sometimes these are 75 and now it is of 110 rupees. What is the reason of this fluctuating? Why the political parties are against the government, why the government are not making some authentic decisions. So these are some kind of topics on which you can expose and you can write. So your topics for this expository writing will be provided in your WhatsApp group, and you are supposed to take your own topic and send me the essay or a paragraph. It depends upon your choice on my email address. The address will be provided in your WhatsApp group. So this was the topic for today. It was a minor topic. So see you with another minor topic with the lecture number 8. So stay home, stay safe, and contact with your CR and GR. Take care. Allah Hafiz.